Oh, there's the new Galnet news that just came out.
Is that? Oh.
There's a new Galnet news that just came out.
No.
Holy crap, when the owner of the company calls you up on a Sunday and says, hey, help me find this recording. Yeah, that's definitely...
That's stressful.
Like, that's not even my boss. That is like my boss's boss.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, that's where you want to be.
Like, she recorded a Zoom call and it was still processing. She's like, why can't I download it? I'm like, it's still processing. It's like, it's going to take about twice as long as the actual, like, time it like, however long it takes. The rule of thumb is it's going to take twice as long to process it. So she did about an hour-long Zoom, so it's going to take about 2 hours for it to finish processing. So it's going to be about 5 o'clock before it's ready. Because that's how Zoom works. Where did Delta go? Okay.
Well, friends, I hope your stream goes great, Murdoch, and I'll chat with you guys later.
See you later.
Oops.
Welcome in, folks. Oh, wait a minute. What is going on? Oh, I'm off the green screen. Okay. We'll have to adjust that, but that's not the end of the world. We are going to be doing some hauling today. Over in the Delta Squadrant. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this camera real quick. Oh, it's under filters. Maybe? Transform. That's what I want. Oh, I wouldn't go that far, lead heavy. There we go. That should be a little bit cleaner. Now I could probably sneak back over right about there. All right, I was all ready to go, and sorry about that. Having the mic on helps. Welcome in, folks. Fixing the camera issue there. I was all ready to go, and then Elite crashed on me, so hopefully that we're going to be hauling today. Following up last week's stream, Delta is doing better. As most of you know, he was just live, and he's been live a couple times here and there, so good news there. But we're going to keep on hauling the system as soon as I get back out there. I'm in the bubble right now, so we're going to be working our way back over. I might have been talking twice. Oh, I don't know what is going on with OBS right now. It's having a whole thing. So yes, Danny, I was talking twice. All right, let's get this show on the road before anything else happens. And I'm just gonna test something real quick. We should. Oh, I'm about to move that. It's oh, you know what? I can put that right there. And then if I was actually not planning to go on so quick. And I've got that all queued up to go so that we can talk about it and see it. But right this minute, we need to make our way back to the Squadrant. That I don't know, 15 jumps. I don't know what is going on here. I've got... Things are just feeling really laggy. So if somebody's still here at the end of stream, remind me to restart this thing. Because I never do that. Terrible at that. Alright. So how's everybody doing today? We'll pop back in Discord here in just a second. I've got Agent Exeter, and I guess that's it. Everybody else left. Well, to hell with them anyways. Welcome back. Alright, let's make tracks. Yeah. Welcome back to me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start off with some good old-fashioned travel, I guess. It's faster than it was a minute ago. I was in a Kestrel with a size 1 fuel scoop, because that's what the station I was sitting on at the moment I logged in happened to have available. It hurt. Now.
Nice.
Hey, Andy. There is the man, the myth, the colonization legend himself.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like there's a ton of work done already on it. Well, what exactly is the question?
I just want to know if there's any way I can sort of improve my colonization materials.
Looking on Anara right now, your refinery looks good. That looks amazingly good.
Okay, so I guess I'm not an idiot. I wasn't exactly, because keep in mind, I was doing this back when they were changing the rules every 5 seconds.
I know, I did the same thing. It was such a nightmare.
And I was like, good God, like, so I was like really concerned that like it got broken, and I never understood how the new way of doing things to fix it was.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you tell me if it's fine.
Well, what the station? Let me make sure I have the right system. You have the Wild Hop station.
Yes.
Love the name.
The entire system has been Zootopified because I'm the head of Zootopia News Network, and our community server, when I introduced the whole colonization thing, we're like, hey, let's make it like a community project where like everybody votes and we pick up names and blah blah blah, and you do the hauling. Yeah, thanks.
Right.
So, but like, and then but people sent me money because they wanted to name shit, so they were like, here's $5. I was like, all right, cool.
Right, yeah, right.
So they paid for the naming rights. So I was like, all right, fine. That's how it ultimately worked out like that. But anyway, so now I'm just sort of like, I'm like wanting to kind of actually spruce it up and see if I can actually, because like before it was just it was a vanity project, and now I want to see if I can actually like make sure it's like actually usable.
Yeah, I'm going through the list right now, and half of this is just going off of memory. So.
Yeah, that's fine. What sucks is because it's an extraction and refinery system, I'll never get one of those spaceports with the beautiful like shiny ass interior with the fucking gardens and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I want one of those. I even like went on the forums and said, you know what? I would even pay ARX to override the interior just so I can get one of those.
Yeah, if you've still got a fairly isolated planet with no weak links, you might be able to squeak that out.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, the economy of the station is what defines that, isn't it? So if you have, like, a planet
believe
that's
so,
slightly removed from most of your builds, like out on the end of the string somewhere, you might still be able to make that happen.
I don't know.
It would have to be the inner planets, because just going off an hour real quick, that entire second line, or the second star was IC planets, and that's just industry automatically.
That's why I haven't built anything. That's why I was like, I'd be very careful not to fill up any of the slots in the primary star. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to build a dodeck station right there on that first slot, so that when you drop in, it's like right next to the star.
Oh yeah, that would be a military port.
Yeah, that's right. Right. I completely
That first gas giant though, that would be high tech.
Ooh. So you're saying I should put the dodeck station there?
You could, if you. Let's see, I'm trying to think how your best chance of doing that. Do you remember what the? I can just look that up here. Give me a second. Gas giant ammonia world.
Where the hell is the power building? I'm gonna install this power regulator. I'm looking for the fucking power building. There it is. Okay, now I need to find a door.
Alright, I think I got everything smoothed out here. I think just about everything that could screw up at the beginning of stream has occurred already, so we should be in the clear now, right?
That door. Please tell me that's a door.
Well, you've got that ammonia world right there, and according to my notes, that's high tech and tourism right off the bat.
Ooh.
So what you might do, it would give you a chance. I can't guarantee anything, but Dex in the first slot and a space farm in the second, that would give you agriculture, a strong agriculture in that. So it would be 1-1-1. So it's a toss up of what the interior would look like.
Okay, so what you're saying is on that. Wait, when you said on the first world, not the gas giant, but the first world where the ammonia giant is, or the ammonia is. So I'd put the dodeck first, then the space farm.
I think so.
Okay.
That would probably be your best chance.
Okay.
Just look at these. Let me see if you got something that's a little better. What have you got these other rings? Yeah, you got a lot of installations. Let's see.
So what you been up to, Andy?
God damn it. Oh god damn it, I forgot.
You've been pretty quiet lately. What you been into?
I've been doing some of that work on that spacecraft game, and then just kind of fiddling farting around with Star Sector a little bit.
Yeah, I've mostly been...
Nothing mainstream.
Yeah, I haven't been doing a ton. Mostly expedition planning. Which, if anyone out there hasn't heard, we did settle on a name. It's going to be the Pathfinder Initiative. And we will be looping Sanguinius Rim kind of loosely. We're still firming up the route, but the basic idea is we're going to come in and just kind of sweep around this arm, and then duck up, and then back to the bubble. And we'll be leaving in mid-September. September 13th is the tentative launch date. Hey, welcome in, Dave.
All right, I got a question. What are those two installations around B9? That third gas giant around the second star?
Third gas giant. Oh, those. Hold up. Let me the facility reactivation mission.
I was in a base move myself a few minutes ago.
Okay, so the third gas giant, those two facilities, Duke Weaselton's Emporium is a. Oh fuck, man. How do I know what it is? I think it's a pirate base. Yeah, I think it's a pirate base, and then Big Enterprises is. Wait, hold on. Let me go to. What was it? Rename. Should tell me what it is. I don't know because.
All right, I'm reading.
I know one of them is a pirate base.
Yeah, Duke Weaselton's Emporium. That's unlisted, so that's probably your pirate base right there. And then right next to it looks like creative.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because what you could do is if you want like a capital station for your system that is agricultural, it has all the gardens and everything in it, is you could tear those down, put your decks in one of the slots, then you'd have room for 2 space farms. That would make that a primarily agricultural station.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that again. Do what now?
All right. Tear down the 2 installations that are there, so you have all 3 slots free. Put in your deck and then 2 space farms.
Like
Yeah.
that second star.
Thanks,
is like
Danny.
16,000 light seconds away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're going for aesthetics, that's probably your best chance of success. The Monument World, it's kind of a toss-up because you'd have 3 different industries all at 100%, and there's no guarantee.
God damn it! I really wish I could change. I really wish I could upgrade that outpost.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, Wild Hop Station has a corresponding high tech next to it. Clawhauser Station has 3 slots, but I purposely made that industrial.
Yeah. Go back to the stations.
Let me ask you a question. When you tear down a station, if you've got the naming rights, do you get that back or what? How does that work?
I don't know. I would kind of doubt it, but I can't confirm anything.
Yeah, I would check the forums for that, or put
Yeah,
in an
definitely.
information ticket. All right, now we're gonna get down to some brass tacks here. Get some hauling done.
All right, freaking power regulators online.
So,
Let's get the fuck
oh no, estates.
Like, now that I know where you can get, like, where you can farm regulators legally, I'm, like, so excited to do these missions.
Oh yeah.
Like, now, because apparently they patched it so that the power regulators that are in salvage ships from the, like, go get personal item from salvage site or whatever,
Yeah.
You know, like, and you're being sent to get like a suit schematic or a personal item from the pilot who's asking you to go out there and get it. Well, you can like crack open their ship, and you know there's damaged power regulators and regular power regulators, and the fact that they patched it so that those power regulators now are the same spec as the regulators that go into those nuclear reactors, so you can pull one from a ship and put it in a base. That is awesome because because I love doing salvage missions. So like now I can actually go get those power regulators from ships because and then go do a salvage mission. So I'm actually like looking forward to it. What the hell am I hung up on?
Come on, figure it out. There you go. I think it's just a consequence of the fact that I haven't restarted this machine in probably the better part of a month.
I'm really hoping with operations being what it is, that they're gonna like, I don't know, give On Foot a little bit more love. And
Yeah.
God, I pray this every day is that they give fleet carriers a second pass.
Yeah,
I would like to
definitely.
see much more like customization options on fleet carriers myself.
Yeah, like for example, you know your crew that's in your management panel. I'd like to see them on board the ship,
Yeah, other than just,
right?
the bridge officers, and they're kind of
And
generic NPCs.
then more importantly, like you use the HoloMe system to customize their uniform, so you can actually have like like your personal fleet carrier uniform that's like your guys.
I just wanted to recognize that I own the damn thing when I fly
That's
up
true.
and ask for docking access.
Yeah. The space of the fleet carrier instance should actually be owned not by the system that you're in, but it should be owned by the fleet carrier. And so that and that the guards, the fighters that are flying around are actually owned by the fleet carrier, not by system security. And so the idea is that this little instance of space is in fact yours.
Yeah, it gets really annoying when you take off from your carrier and you've already got power security vessels on your butt. That's just wrong.
And it's technically your
That would
own
be
fighter
hilarious,
ticket for
Halo.
your carrier. Yeah.
Right?
That pisses me off tremendously because I'm like it should be a situation where like you come in and like if a pirate comes in, they automatically swarm his ass because they're like, protect the owner.
We are going to get to hauling at some point, I promise. Assuming I can get Elite to behave and do what I want it to do. Which would be run. I mean, much like the toe
The thing is
bones in
this,
the bag
like,
salad, I would like the salad to actually contain lettuce.
where it really comes into play is when you're in an anarchy system. There is no system security, so there's no
Yeah.
system security around the carrier. That I'm like, that's bullshit. There should be like what do you call it, a combat air patrol flying around the carrier.
Yeah.
That's owned by the carrier. You know what I mean? I know that sounds really nitpicky, but I'm just saying it's like it means a lot in terms of like
Yeah.
ownership because like as I'm always often told like by real military carriers is that carriers don't just own themselves, they own the area that they're in.
Yeah.
Like that's how they think of it. It's like this little section of ocean is mine. As I'm moving around, every section I move into is mine, and then when I move out of that area, then I give it back to you. I mean, it makes sense because it's basically a fucking city in space or city on the water.
An armed city on the water.
Yeah, so I think the same thing should extend to the fleet carriers in game because that makes sense. Like this space around this carrier is owned by them. They have a responsibility to the ship, to the crew. Theirs. So this makes sense to me.
Well, in total, I've had 3 crashes of Elite, so this is not going well today.
13, 12, 11, 10. Abraham Lincoln Station.
Alright, I think we're going to start on... I might as well start on metals through the heavy hits.
I got a question for the last planet. Is that all? Most of that is still under construction, correct? The 6 out of 7.
Oh no, that's done.
Oh, okay. Is one of those a surface port?
All 6 of them are surface ports.
Oh, okay. All right. This is a little bit out of date. So you'd have CMMs there.
CMMs? Oh yeah, probably. Like I have I have the actual surface outpost, and then supporting like hubs and whatnot. Like, because that was around the time when like the rules were starting to cement, and they were like, oh, if you do this and that. So then I was like, okay, so there's like a couple hubs and a couple aggro bases. And
I don't know that
there's
it's
a
the
bunch of
game
stuff
so
on
much
there.
as me, but I will say if I crash out again, I think we're going to call
reason,
it.
I don't know why Inara is not up to date. Is it because like I actually have to have the market tool on and then go land there for it to act?
I'm also going to drop out of Discord. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is here. Honestly, I think it's OBS, because the last time I tried to launch OBS, it failed to launch and screwed things up. And then I noticed last night when I was playing in VR, I was really struggling even with the link cable, so I think it's just time for a good old-fashioned restart. See if not being in Discord helps any. I can't imagine it's using up a ton of resources. Yeah, I'm at 50% CPU, 60% RAM, so I don't know what we're crying about. We're certainly not doing things the efficient way here. I need a Panther Clipper. That's a Chieftain. There we go. Yeah, I've also got some pieces parts, most notably a solid state drive that needs to replace the magnetic I'm still running on, which is the system drive, which I'm sure also is not doing me any favors right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 things open right now. Some of them using more resources than others, for sure. And that is pretty much the state of existence of this machine. I don't like having to open things up. I like just sitting down, putting myself online, and being ready to go. Because honestly, I think it would take an M.2 drive. I'm not 100% certain on that. And if anybody's wondering why my carrier is parked so far out in BFE, it's parked over a tritium hotspot. So if anyone wants to mine fuel, it does have a significant buy order up. It's not great pricing. It's like 75% market rate, but it's not free. I mean, it's still gonna pay out something. 400 RPM drive. I could be wrong. It might be a 75, but I think it's 5400 WD red if I had to guess. I tend to build machines and then literally run them until they fall apart and get angry at the last couple of months that they're falling apart, because 10 years is just not enough time. Let's see if I can do this. This looking promising so far. No worries, Pebiv. We got time. We got loads of time, and it's not like I can't buy whatever the leftovers are. We've got a number of carriers to fuel. We've got Dan and Night Carriers are going to need fuel. Tranquilos is going to need fuel. Herschel. And then Dave is going to hang out in the bubble and give us a like a mid-expedition ferry run, I think. So he will also need fuel. Probably not as much. And welcome in, Tom. I'm going to call you Secure Tom. I'm going to call you Major Tom, because it's a space game. Yeah, Exeter was just asking if we had... I think in total in the group we've got like 15 personal fleet carriers. And then like 2 or 3, maybe more than 3 squad carriers. The lift capacity is insane. You need... Welcome back, Delta. I've been riding the struggle bus over here. Elite's crashed 4 times on me so far. So we're hoping that that's over now. Yeah, it would be nice to have a fuel system, but honestly, this trit spot out here in Delta system's not terrible. I mean, it's not overlapping or anything special. Yeah, I don't think it's the game, Delta. I think it's just my machine screaming at me because I haven't restarted it in well over a month now. In fact, I didn't restart it intentionally the last time. We had a power flicker that took care of it for me. Shitty maintenance on my part. Not at all the game. I am getting deeply tired of these gremlins in my joystick. I need to, like, actually set up joystick gremlin or some other input buffer. Oh, Danny's gonna do some mining. For this evening, by the way, I've got a Lynx and a Kestrel now set up, properly set up to do operations with, so if you guys want to try all that again. I can't... It depends on what you want, Pebiv, because if you're happy with mouse and keyboard, and a lot of people are, Arcanic's mouse and keyboard, Tranquila's mouse and keyboard, I very much enjoy the joysticks, though. And I would say not to get a cheap one at all. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but honestly, getting a cheap, crappy joystick will 100% ruin that experience for you. I would save up and either get... Well, I wouldn't... Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't recommend anything but VKBs. But that's just me. Delta might have some input. He runs VKBs. I'm running X56, which I don't recommend. It ghosts inputs, and the spring wears out on the joystick fairly quickly in my experience. I've replaced mine already. But it depends on what you're looking for. I've also played quite a bit with nothing but an Xbox controller. And that's, I mean, if you're not, like, trying to sit up and be immersed in it, and you just want to play the... I would go the 52 over the 56 every single time. I regret deeply buying the X56, I'll put it that way. Alright, we're hauling metals, so I'm just going to filter by metals. Which means you all get to laugh later when I'm looking for not metals and can't find them, and wonder why the station's not selling what I need. So we need 407 copper. I hate the way this works. Just let me type it in. And give me, like, buttons for increments of 100 or something. Might as well do aluminum after that. No, I absolutely recommend the VKB. I was just saying it was expensive. I don't recommend the X56. Where am I going here? Better question, why isn't it... Oh, for the love of Pete. Alright, actually what I'm going to do is... I'm not giving up yet. Not yet. And we'll do that. Alright, can you guys still hear? I totally crashed again. Let's get rid of that. I'm just going to completely relaunch. Oh, Steam crashed that time. Maybe it's Steam that's having the issue and not repeating myself. Alright, let's give this another whirl here. That is an awesome name. Yeah, go for it. Clearly, I'm not playing Elite very well today, so I might as well answer Discord questions. You just click on a channel, and then up at the top where you see the pins, you'll have the little thread bobbin. Like, you've got the member list and the notification settings and stuff at the very header of the channel. And if you click on the threads, it'll give you the option to create, and it'll also show you all the old threads. So if you do that in like Elite Dangerous, you'll see the old Tales from the Black Adder thread. We had a DW3 thread before we had a dedicated channel, stuff like that. Honestly, I should go in there and clean some of those up, because I think I've made every single one of them. I do try to keep that stuff uncluttered. Yeah, okay. That's a start in the right direction. Now I need to find this planetary build. That's Paris, so not that. Oh, is that already a title of a book or something? If so, that was unintentional. No, we were doing some short story writing at the beginning of DW3, Delta, Trank, and me, where we were kind of writing out some RP stuff for our commanders. It was a lot of fun. We just kind of fell off as we got busy, and more so, I think, as DW kind of wore us down. Herschel is the Black Adder. And by all means, feel free to go back and read the entries and offer any commentary you want. Writing is a hobby. Oh, I didn't know that. Leave it to the Brits to have a comedy program about snakes. Oh, this is not going to end well. That's what I get for rushing the process. Immediate bonk on the nose. That is 10 Delta. You are correct. We have made our minimum sign up to get listed on EDSM. Everything. Welcome to join us. The expedition is going to be primarily geared towards newer explorers. The goal was to give new players who thought, Distant Worlds 3 was a little too daunting, just an opportunity to go out and experience a smaller expedition. I figure we'll end up somewhere around 30 to 60 people, just depending. And I figure 15 to 20 of those will be routinely active. But we are going to see some cool sites. We're still working out the exact routing, but we've definitely got some bangers out for the waypoints already. And we're still adding. Like, we're going to have the option, potentially, to have fleet carriers that split from the group. So if there's something you're not particularly interested in coming up, but the alternative looks cool, you'll have that option. Potentially. We're still working those out. There is plenty of stuff for the vets to do, too. Certainly. Really into it. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, it's all good in one way or another. There's my target thing. I wish they would change the color of that target indicator. The fact that it's the same blue as everything else makes it really hard to see. I wish it highlighted it like it does fleet carriers. It's running out of our ears, honestly. Realistically, I think 2 would have covered all the bases, and we've already doubled that, so we're good. Oh, good lord. Yeah, Ark's a time sink. I've got some hours in Ark. I haven't played since the original, though. I played the original, and I played a fair bit of it with the Primitive Plus conversion. I really enjoyed that. God, that's going on 10 years ago at this point. That was back when I first started, you know, half-ass streaming. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you are out in the universe. If you're a vet, you know, and you want to go out, even on a 40,000 light year trip, which is about what we're at, it's, you know, there's helium-rich voxels hiding all over the place. You just have to know that we want to be able to give people, you know, the opportunity to work alongside veteran explorers and learn more about the game and how some of the mechanics work and the just the good exploration. And we've got a pretty good crew. We've got knowledgeable folks in. We've got some absolutely insane explorers like Arcanic. He'll be participating in some effort. And then I've collected up a bunch of fuel rats. So we'll definitely be equipped to take care of the new players. Yeah, honestly, until you said Arc, I hadn't thought of Arc at all in a long while. I might install that and fire that up this evening too. Honestly, that sounds fun. I think if you look back on the channel, there's still some Arc Survival Evolved content up. I made it several episodes into a solo Let's Play. No Man's Sky 2. All over the place. Yeah, these days I'm primarily Elite, SnowRunner. I've been enjoying a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which, honestly, I might do some of that after stream. The problem is, it's very cutscene and story heavy, and when I get into a segment that I know is going to be heavy on the story, I want the time to actually enjoy it and watch it all, because of course I played the original on PlayStation. But this is just way better. So I get to a point where I think there's going to be a story-heavy segment coming up, and I just kind of stop. That's where I'm at now. Oh, I'm sure I could run it. It's a matter of how smooth. Graphically, I don't really struggle, and I've certainly got the RAM and the CPU to keep up with it. It's just... And that is 100% my own damn fault. Oh, that's a neat idea. I do that from time to time. I'll usually emulate, though. I've got a 64 emulator set up on this machine, so I was playing a little 007 GoldenEye the other day. God, we've come a long way from that. But the hours that me and my brothers put into that. That was a wild time in life. Telling you, growing up in like the late 90s, early 2000s, that was peak. I would have traded it for the 80s, don't get me wrong. 70s into 80s, I think, was probably the best time to be a kid in this country, because you could, you know, you had technology coming up, but at the same time, you existed in a world where you went out and did things and lived in the real world instead of staying holed up, and the lack of social media just seems like everything was simpler. Oh, I meant to show you guys the Raven readout on that. I forgot. So if I... pop over and show that. Touch grass and gaming, that's right. Yeah, I'm not mad about my existence in the timeline, honestly. I think we might have had the last golden age as children, though. Still cracks me up when I tell people I'm older than Google. very nearly older than the internet. Delta, I think you are. You're just far enough ahead of me to be so. And when I say internet, I'm not talking the early, like, universities interconnected. I'm talking true, accessible World Wide Web. Oh, dude, I wouldn't want to do it. Like, I always wanted kids, and the older I get, the more I wonder if I would be willing to put them through this world. I mean, some of that's, good parenting can solve an awful lot of that problem, but at the same time, just the attitude of the world and the environment in general, hellscape is about right. It wouldn't take by much, Delta. I'm literally, I think, months or just under half a year from being older than the internet, so you've got it. Larry, welcome in. Yeah, that's a great a quote to go with that. Sadly, I am not Gen X. I am old millennial. Definitely got some of the Gen X mindset, though. Definitely flying like a millennial today. I'm being lazy as hell. Without Wikipedia, I recognize the statement you made, but there's a whole nother issue at hand here, sir. Go to the library and use the fucking Dewey Decimal System to look shit up. Or, God forbid, go break out an actual encyclopedia set. Yeah, that doesn't shock me, Halo. I think Steam was having an issue, because since I restarted Steam, it seems to be behaving, and I'm very grateful for that. Hope nothing happens to Anakin Skywalker. Little Annie. Honestly, growing up with those movies releasing, I loved. I don't make any shame about it. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are by far my favorite. My introduction was, 4, 5, and 6, like most of us, but being able to watch in real time as 1 and 2 primarily. 3 came out after I was no longer a developing child, but watching the graphics shift was wild. Oh god, Hex. You were watching The Martian, just cracking up at his antics with hexadecimal then. Damn, Halo, you having a party? I really like Revenge of the Sith as well. Which a lot of people don't know, that was originally the episode title for episode 6. And they ended up changing it. Well, Lucas changed it, but... Oh yeah, it had to go. I mean, look at the casting you had in episodes 1 and 2. And then you also had, the character of Jar Jar, you had, some of the best lightsaber duels we've ever seen. I refuse to acknowledge the existence of anything after episode 6, because we went from lightsaber duels that had to be slowed down for the audience to properly see, to lightsaber duels that 3-year-old toddlers could have in the backyard with a stick. Oof. I never ran a 286. I've since dabbled with some older systems. I've played around with an old Amiga that a buddy's got, and an old Atari. I think it's 2600. And I'm sure somewhere along the line, I think I played with an Apple II that my grandpa had. Because we have a family machine shop, so he was early on the CAD seen for that reason. So it was sitting around. Aluminum. We're doing aluminum. How much aluminum? So I'm going to transition. I guess. Alright, now hopefully now that I visited it... Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. I think the oldest game I've actually played was Lode Runner. And that was a DOS game. So my first PC was in 93, 94? It was an original Pentium. I don't even know what year that came out. I'd have to Google it. I'm not going to chance it. Now that Elite's running smooth, the windows I got open are the windows I got open. Oh, agreed. Agreed, Delta. Lucas, as a storyteller. His dialogue needed help, though. But the stuff they've done recently just... That hurts my heart. Like, what a direction for that franchise to go in. Yeah, I was playing it on it was a compact, I think, so I would assume it was a Windows machine. Because even back then, Apple's, brand protection was not as insane as it is today, but... Oh, it was so bad. So bad, Delta. I did enjoy The Mandalorian. Up to a point, and I've seen scenes from Kenobi. I'd like to watch Kenobi. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I think the first Wolfenstein I played was Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and that would have been 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Craft and Cossacks, Command and Conquer, stuff like that. I wasn't really into shooters at that point. I still don't play a ton of shooters, though. Like, I'll play some Ghost Recon. And I've played a little CSGO, but they're not really my cup of tea. I have to kind of build up and get good at them again before I care enough to play. Nice, Bevo. Might as well use it for something. I do have some pretty fond memories of computer lab in high school. We had CS. It wasn't CS:GO, but it was Counter-Strike. And we played local LAN. Back in the LAN party days when you had to cart your whole setup to your buddy's house. And hard out that time. Something special we're never getting back. I never played Halo Wars. That was like a turn-based RTS, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, wasn't it? I had something similar. I played a lot. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that being a security concern. That made my airport credentials tingle. Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, I would have too. I am glad Elite started behaving. That makes me much happier. I wish I could remember the name of that turn-based game I had on the calculator. It was very similar to, in fact, it might have been a direct knockoff of Advance Wars, is what it was. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, Doom. Why are we... What are you doing, Otto? If I knew you were going to screw around, I'd have just docked myself. Yeah, I wouldn't have been playing in 92. My original issue date was in 89, so 98, 99, somewhere in there. Probably later than that, realistically. I played, I had a PlayStation, played a lot of Frogger and Boombots, if anybody remembers that. I'll tell you a game I genuinely miss is Ratchet and Clank on GameCube. That was a blast. I also have very fond memories of Need for Speed Underground on PS2. This game really, truly does attract an older crowd. And I enjoy that, because this is my happy place. And like one of my customers' signs in their front window says, "This is my happy place, don't fuck it up." Yeah, he does sound younger. I would have said mid-80s. I was guessing he was much closer to our age. Mario 64. Hell yeah. God, on 64, what did we do? We played Mario 64, DK 64, Gauntlet Legends, 007, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, of course. House with Three Boys, that was practically required reading. My brothers hated it, because every time I played Samus, I'd sit there with a charged up attack ready to go and just wait till they were at the edge. Was it PlayStation exclusive? It was GoldenEye on 64. For Ratchet and Clank, though, I'm fairly certain we were playing that on GameCube. It may have been cross-released later. I'd have to look. Anybody remember Abe's Oddworld on original Xbox? Here's a throwback for you. I feel like I played a lot of niche games. $4,000 old. Delta, what are you raising a vampire over there? Oh, I didn't realize Abe's had a PC version. That might be worth hunting down. For anybody that enjoyed StarCraft and isn't aware, it is now freely available on Blizzard's website. You can just download and play it. The original StarCraft. Honestly, that might make a fun stream one night. Wise beyond her years. I mean, ideally, think about it. If you were going to be a vampire, you would want to be a child. Because you would get away with whatever, you would have knowledge well beyond your years, and you would never have to work or do anything. You would have other people taking care of you. There is a method to that madness. You want to do some StarCraft matchups? I don't know that we can. It might be LAN only. I don't know if if they're still routing that through BattleNet or not. I'd have to open it up and see. But I would be down. I'm totally down. What's your poison of choice? Terran. That was one of my go-tos. I always tried Protoss and I never did very well at it. They just have such a drawn out, not just the tech tree, but in general, like, you know how it is. Terran's the nice middle ground, Zerg spreads like wildfire, and Protoss you actually have to think about. Start running cable. Actually, we might have a guy for that. I don't know if that's what he's still doing or not. That's what Gru did for a living for a long time, was lay fiber. Yeah, you're not wrong, Pebiv. 16 would, at least 16. I honestly, if I 5 maybe. I was still pretty dumb when I was 25 though, so well, you're not freezing the learning. You're just freezing the age. Interesting thought process. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to make it work, Halo. I'll have to look into it. That's honestly, that sounds like a fun. That could be a fun co-stream if we could get everyone not to give away our seat. A lot of fun though. Definitely down to try. Yeah, I think 25 is a good middle ground, right? You're old enough to do pretty much whatever you want, and you're physically you're in your prime, right? So if you gotta go forever, you might as well go well. Dude, they did Kerrigan so dirty. Absolutely. No dirtier than they did everyone in Warcraft, though. Like, I feel like the whole Warcraft storyline was just tragedy after tragedy. Yeah, I heard in voice chat before I dropped out that there was a new article up, but I haven't looked. What we got? Take a gander here. I assume this is the newest one. Well, that's July 16th, so maybe not. No? It does appear to be the newest one. I fully expect that we're probably looking at the opening of colonization in Colonia in the not too distant future. Obviously, I don't have any confirmation of that. I feel like it's about time for that to happen. And to be fair, it goes right along with the completely self-sustained, where players could, they could have a commander there that never left Colonia and not miss anything. But for almost 2 years now, they've been missing out on all the Trailblazer stuff, so I think it'll be opening up. Hey, thanks for the sub. Moots just subscribes. 07. I need to... Got OBS showing chat. I should really have it showing Streamlabs, though. That would make way more sense, because I've got chat open elsewhere. Oh, I've done it now. Now I've got a free-floating window. Oh, I'm not logging into Streamlabs right now. I mean, I am logged into Streamlabs. I'm just not fussing with it. Honestly, using a Dodec token on a first claim isn't a terrible way to go. It gets you a T3 primary port that you didn't have to spend forever trying to hustle and build. Also gives you an amazing right-off-the-bat population to work with. There were bridges started on day 1. Point, it depends on where the primary port slot is, honestly. Because you don't want to burn a Dodec token and have it, 3,500 light seconds from the point of entry. Because then you've got this really nice station that everyone just has to slog to get to. I mean, even with SCO, it's still added steps. It's not as bad as it used to be at all. But I mean, you saw me flying back from Herschel. It's 2,500 light seconds, and I still SCO'd because I don't want to wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the worst one I've ever had was actually one over when we were doing the LBN sector. The second system I claimed to this one. Of course, we're not going to do it that way. Why would we do it that way? I wish they would fix that bug. You should absolutely be able to do that. I want to say Tucker's the primary. There's a way to see, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, yeah, you don't have a demolish button. So yeah, it was Tucker. And that was not terrible out, but it was kind of far down the system. I mean, as systems go, this is pretty compact. I've actually been up there working on that a little here and there, though. Oh, don't orbit. I don't ever actually want you to orbit. Never once in the history. I wish they would change that. If you supercruise to a planet, I would like it to just drop me out into, I don't know, 10 mm from the surface. I've never once wanted to orbit it, though. Honestly, I like Colonia. Yeah, if they get up there and it starts spreading out, I would consider putting a system in up there. From an explorer standpoint, I like Colonia a lot. I like the view, I like the star field. You're much closer to the galactic core. And plus everything, because it was meant to be self-sustaining like the bubble, all your engineers and stuff, and Pebiv's kind of been discovering this lately, I think, they're all a lot more dense. So each engineer does more functions. So you unlock fewer overall engineers to get virtually the same functionality. I don't even do it for probing a planet. I mean, I'm running the CG extended probes or engineered probes on all of my explorers. I do 7 probe planets and 4 usually. I usually try to do it at maximum range just because I do it with a joystick, so it's easier to aim the probe than it is when you're orbiting. It's a lot more work. 26,000 cargo to go on this one. I cannot believe I slept on Raven Colonial so long. That is such a powerful tool for colonization. And honestly, it made it a lot more fun for me because the thing, like, I like all the tracking and tedium that goes with it. I just don't want to have to manually input stuff because it's constantly got you going back and forth in and out of the game, and that always drove me nuts. But where this is pretty concise and mostly auto-tracked, chef's kiss. I don't know who wrote it, but they were a genius. Or at least a highly dedicated person who I appreciate. I also wish they would change this screen to default to transfer all. Is anybody out there individually delivering components, like coming up and, you know, tabbing their way over? Because all I've ever done is come down to transfer all, confirm transfer, leave. Make me tab up there if I want to do something different. Yeah, I think I've done it like twice when I had like a split load. But I mean, if you stop at the first place and you do deliver all, it's only going to take as much as it needs. So even then, unless you're stopping at a system that takes more than you have but less than the other system needs to complete, there's not really a reason for it to even work that way. Yeah, exactly. So if I've got two sites and, you know, one needs 400 and one needs 600, if I stop at the 600 one first, maybe I have to be careful, but I don't know. Nitpicky, I guess. We're doing a little hauling. Oh, I just got distracted. Quite some distance distracted. Yeah, no, I've run an SRV survey. I'll never go back. And at this point, I've got more third-party tools than games on Steam, I'm pretty sure. But they all have their niche use, you know. I don't use all of them all the time. I do generally run Journal Processor all the time, just so it handles my screenshot conversions, but the rest is questionable. I think that's your command. It might be. Don't hold me to it. I'm not responsible if it's not. Goose, maybe? I don't know. You guys should definitely check out Good at Game if you don't already. He does Elite amongst many other things. Great guy to go watch, very entertaining. Honk. Now I'm genuinely curious what I did set it to. Let's see. Oh, straight up, I really don't have one for you. Alright, I'll fix that after stream. There we go. Did the quick fix. Oh, and Delta. Darkwood. Hey, no worries. Lurk away, man. Thanks, Delta. That'll hopefully keep me from flying into as many things. trying to hunt things down. I have been slowly trying to get all of mine aligned with whatever your link commands are. Just because I mod over there and you mod over here. That way we don't have to remember 2 sets. It's a tall order, though. There's a lot of links. Honestly, I should make one for Radio Raxel too, their YouTube channel. And they are the source of this wonderful rights-free banger music we got going on. Out of that collection of options, I say pizza. I almost ordered pizza myself today. Sound good? I could go for a round of dumplings and some cashew chicken. This must have been a brand new build, and Sol Chemical must have been mostly done, because we pretty well knocked it out in like 2.5 hours last week. I also wish there was a buy all button, instead of having to sit there and go through the... I'm gonna stop. I have many gripes about the UI, if I'm being honest. Honestly, it depends for me. Like, some of the pizza up here is unreasonably expensive for what it is. We've got this one joint up in Columbus called Possum Holler, and they make the best pizza I think I've ever had. I ordered a medium one night, and, like, they use the nice boxes. And you know what I mean when I say that. It's not like the thin Little Caesars cardboard. Like, this is heavy-duty packing level cardboard. And if you order anything bigger than a medium, you have to grab it with both hands, because if you try to grab the corner of the box, it's still going to crumple. I mean, the slices are that thick, and most of it is toppings. It is glorious. I haven't had that in forever. You know what? I might grab one on the way home this week sometime. They're not... I mean, they're out of the way, but they're not terribly out of the way. Certainly not too far to justify swinging through for some damn good pizza. Yeah, no, agreed. A lot of UI things are not intuitive. Like, just let us type in a number. Like, you gave us a slider button that we have to use, and if that wasn't bad enough, you made it time-based logarithmic scaled. Which makes it really difficult to hit whatever intermediary number you're trying to hit. Oh, if you're doing Chinese, Halo, you got to do buffet takeout. I mean, Panda's good, but value for money, I find Chinese takeouts that, you know, I mean, they're gonna make sure you're fed. Probably for a day or two, if we're being honest. I've thought about getting a Stream Deck just to give like dedicated volume controls and stuff, because it's way easier to just grab a physical knob and move it than it is to hunt through settings, and you guys know how it is. getting all the audio to pipe the way you want it to is sometimes an exercise in frustration. That's part of the reason you guys were here. The YouTube browser audio into stream, I just had to capture desktop and go that way, because when I was capturing the browser window, it didn't seem to want to do it. Oh, I forgot to put on Super Cruise Assist. That explains the approach speed. Coming in hot. Real hot. I think I need to sit down, like, clear my OBS stuff and just start a few years. Like, I've got ghost alert boxes sitting on top of one another and stuff like that. So it really wouldn't be a terrible use of my time to sit down and just get everything squared up nice and neat again. I feel like I've gone back to the 40s or 50s. I feel like this approach is taking unusually long. I must be coming in shallower than I have been. It isn't a bad view. I like the variations on the planet we get over here. Myself, of my own planetary placements, like actually scouting out, trying to find a cool spot. So when you first start out, right, you're just like, let's get this on the ground and get it built, get the points, and move on to something in orbit. But realistically, I mean, 10 or 15 minutes of scouting around, you can usually find a nice scenic spot to fly into. Like, I love how this is nestled in the hills like this. So personally, I've been trying to put more effort into doing that with my builds. That's how that works, Beviv. Every time I go to write a how-to or a, some kind of informational thing, I end up having to make it an actual document and posting that because it just won't fit in Discord messages reasonably. Oh, I'll definitely take a look at it. What I was doing, if you look at how I did the big Tales from the Blackadder thing, I did it as PDFs, I think. I mean, that was text only, but you could just as easily throw pictures in there. I'm definitely going to put together, like, some information for new explorers on terms of, like, ship builds and stuff. And honestly, I need to get on that sooner rather than later, because I want it to be available in time to be of use to people who need to maybe unlock engineers or gather mats or, stuff like that. But at the same time, the way I've kind of laid out the expedition, if you don't have, those crazy jump ranges, it's not like you're not going to be able to enjoy it. You'll certainly still get time. Because all the vets are going to get off a carrier and jump like 10 jumps out, neutron boosting, before they even start exploring. So, if people want to bring a Sidewinder, they'll be able to manage, I think. But I do need to get on that. That's totally up to you, Delta. I was just going to try and put together like a 5 or 10 minute video primer. I mean, there's plenty of them out there, but I feel like a lot of them get into the weeds. I've also thought about just doing it as a stream and, like going through some fresh builds in Coriolis, and saying, here's like a standard Explorer, here's one tweaked a little bit better for Exobio, or I mean, the reality is you should be able to succeed on just about anything on this particular expedition. I don't want people to feel like they have to go do a bunch of engineering that pressure. When I left for Apollo 14, like to the point that I left where I was, went back to the bubble, and did like a week's worth of just hard engineering work before I ran out and joined up at the first waypoint. I missed the launch of A14. But I don't want people to feel that necessarily. I want it to be very come as you are and have fun and learn. And I think having some very low pressure exploration builds will help with that. Dude, you have done a ton of work. Do not feel like you're not doing enough. I very much appreciate all the help you've already given. You're also better at a lot of it than I am, so by all means. I was thinking. Yeah, G3 generally, but keep in mind the first engineer you get is Felicity, and she does do grade 5 FSD. It's just a matter of, whether you have the mats and stuff. But I kind of want to do that. I want to do it in route plotting. Oh, dude, Halo, you can absolutely join even with that. I mean, it'll tie your commander up for 2 months, but you're more than welcome to sit on the carriers and just jump off and do some exploring while you're out. See, you're exactly the person this is targeting. The person who's kind of wanted to, but never... I don't think I had anything except Felicity unlocked when I went on Apollo 14. And I managed to crank out like a 70 light-year Phantom for that. Not bad at all. But yeah, you can absolutely carry your princess. I mean, and there's no shame in that. Just we all say that jokingly, but there really isn't. I mean, if that's the time you have to play and the commitment you can provide, then play your way. Sit on a carrier. I did all the way back the second half of Distant Worlds 3. I don't think I left a carrier from Rainbow's End on for sure. I landed and said, "I'll see you when we get back." That's a lie. I jumped off to scan the beacon. And then rode a carrier back, I think, the rest of the way. I don't think I flew back early. I might have. That's exactly the goal, though. Like, I want to get people out there kind of experiencing that. And if not, you're more than welcome to sit back and watch the streams and see how things go. We are planning some events. I want to have at least a couple of SRV races. And not like the DW ones where they were time trials and ED Copilot or, humongous events. Just a rough course where everyone gets out, rolls their SRV half a dozen times, and has a great time doing it. But I wouldn't mind doing some ship-based racing either. Honestly, that would be easy enough to set up. Say bring a stock Eagle. Bone stock Eagle. That way it's all skill and your engineers don't matter. And then do like a hot rod version too, so that if anyone that wants to, engineer it up to the T and have a 900 meter a second. That's some of the stuff we gotta iron out still. Right now we're mostly working on getting the routing locked in, because I will need the routing laid out in order to list it on EDSM. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the Explorer, for sure. Just Felicity. I'm excited. I really, truly am. It's going to be a blast. love that idea, Pepe. It's also a great way for people who didn't come to participate, which I've also given at least passing thought fighter. So yeah, if somebody's got nomads or maybe like my Caspian before the nomad carried an Imperial fighter because it had the best view. But something like that, you know, people that still didn't want to commit but wanted to participate, they could absolutely telepresence in with somebody and play the race. It is, I believe, slightly faster than the standard Eagle. I'd have to check that. Fact check it. Yeah, small ship. I mean, realistically, small ships that are not too over-engineered are going to keep up with ship launch fighters anyways. Nomad does like, what, 400 meters a second or something? $320? That's not terrible. I don't feel like ship launch fighters get enough love in the game in general. Yeah, I did notice the retros are great. I also noticed that the retros on the Kestrel are not. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem. But every time I auto-dock a Kestrel, it absolutely... Not enough to destroy anything, you know, it drops my shields down like to 75, which doesn't matter because you're about to be on a landing pad. But it really doesn't do well with auto. And it's not even boosting, it throttles up and then can't slow itself down before it hits the pad. Actually, since this is going into orbit instead of stopping, this may not work out as well as I planned. Like at all. Oh, catch the gravity. Yeah, that's the thing I haven't checked. I've got some engineering on the engines on my Kestrel, too. It might not do it with like, stock E-rated thrusters. But with engineered A-rated, it absolutely hits the pad. And I thought it was like a fluke, and then I realized the longer I played last night, it did it every single time I docked. Maybe it just likes to bonk. I still need to fly a Python, too. I haven't flown a Mark II Python at all. Never flown, honestly. Outside of ones I haven't unlocked. I haven't flown a Corvette. I haven't got the Federal gunship. And I don't have any of the locked imp ships. Just made dinner and that was a mistake. How could dinner ever be a mistake? I mean, it's 6 o'clock. I'm getting starving myself. I'm probably going to run about another 15 minutes. And then I'm going to hunt for food, because we've been talking about Chinese and pizza, and it all sounds good. Oh, that's fun. You know, I think everyone has that ship, though. For me, it was the Crate Phantom. Like, I'd played, I'd had fun, I had an ASP I was out exploring in, but when I outfitted and really started engineering a Crate Phantom and went on that first expedition, that is when Elite grabbed me. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm tracking. Yeah, that's fair. It's amazing, you know, people don't take into account the effort and energy that goes into everyday tasks. But I totally get that. Like, when I come in after a 12-hour day of hauling mail, I barely have the energy to DoorDash and go collect it. Go to sleep because I'm doing it again the next day. And that's the week I've got coming up, so I may not be around as much this week. Since this is my long weekend, I've got 6 consecutive days coming up here. Yeah, man, COVID ruined so many things. I was religiously a shop at 2 a.m. kind of guy, because I don't want to be out there fighting people over the pasta aisle. It's just not worth it to me. I mean, I usually do pickup orders and stuff now, but I miss, 24-hour Walmart, 24-hour Kroger, or, insert grocery store chain of your choice. I know Kroger's not terribly nationwide. I'm pretty sure they're mostly East Coast. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was eating crappy takeout every night, DoorDashing it, and I don't, like, my weight doesn't really change. I'm probably burning close to 4,000 calories a day, maybe more. In this heat, probably more. I haven't looked at the weather yet to see how bad I'm screwed tomorrow, which reminds me, I need to freeze my ice blocks. I haven't done that. I'm pretty sure all my block molds are empty. Best decision I ever made, by the way. If you guys work outside, stop buying ice and bagged ice. Jump on Amazon, get some 3-pound ice block molds. I would get 4 of them. And you put 2 of those in like a nice big cooler, and it'll be cold all day. They do generally take longer than 24 hours to freeze, though. That's why I say get 4. That way you can have 2 on deck for the next day, and if you refill them as you put the ice in the cooler, the next time you need that block, it's good and solid. Very much a rough time. Yeah, I actually walked away Saturday pretty dehydrated. I assume I was dehydrated. Like, I had water with me, I was drinking plenty of water, and honestly, my trainee was doing the lion's share of the work. But about the last hour of the day and for the entirety of the drive home, I had the most god-awful headache, which certainly leads me to believe I was dehydrated. It's bad out there, though, for sure. I much prefer shoulder season to summer, or winter. Really, this is my least favorite time of year to do my job. And I know a lot of people think that's crazy, because they would assume it would be winter, but you can layer up in the winter. Heat stroke. Oop. Forgot. Not even pointed the right way, it's the other direction. Oh, yeah. Well, and a lot of people overdo it in the other direction on electrolyte, because they'll show up with like 5 or 6 Gatorades and no water, and I'm like, no, it needs to be like 6 to 1. And that's a serving, not a bottle, don't... What am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I lost? Now, I generally do like 2 electrolyte doses a day, and rely on lunch to replace day, and rely on lunch to replace some of them also, and that usually works pretty well for me. Tons of water in a 12-hour day. And I don't at all recommend Gatorade. It's as much sugar as it is anything else, which has its perks. It's got its place for sure. But if you're doing a lot of sustained work and you're really pouring out the sweat, almost anything else is a better choice. Almost anything else is a better choice. I actually order a powder online, Armor. So many of them are just salt and maybe calcium, but almost nobody has potassium or magnesium, which are just as valid. You need those too. And you need them in a way you can absorb it, which is the part where a lot of them that have it fail. Never thought I would get into researching that as a mailman. But there's certainly things you learn. The big problem in the Midwest isn't the heat necessarily, it's the humidity. Yeah, I've used noon tablets before. I use those. I actually really like those when I'm hiking, because that saves you having to measure out any kind of powder and like the little propel packs and stuff. I don't. Somebody for work is Uvexia, and it's fairly pricey, but it usually lasts. I usually get like 2 hot seasons out of a canister, so it's like $25 a year or something. It looks expensive the first time you buy it, and then when you realize you're, $25 for a year's worth of electrolyte replacement, essentially, it's not bad. Because I only realistically need it for like a month and a half each year. Get you here. And it drives me nuts, because like our management team will scream and holler, drink water, like it's the end-all be-all of solving your heat exhaustion problems, and the reality is you can be perfectly hydrated and sweating like a dog, and if it's not evaporating, it's not doing its job at all. So you're just wet and hot instead of cool. Hey, thanks for hanging, Pebiv. I'm not, and I'm gonna go rustle up some dinner myself. And thanks for hanging out. Always appreciated. Oh, did I get denied? Sure did. Yeah, we've gone from the 50s to like some cool beach jazz or something. Hey, anytime, Delta. I really do enjoy the colony hauling. It's a nice alternative activity to throw in. And with Raven, it's so much more fun. But yeah, if you're later, I'll probably be around this evening. Just, ping me if you're feeling up for it. Because like I said, this week's going to be... I'm expecting the week to be brutal. I'm for sure going to have a trainee for 4 days, which will help, because it means 8 out of the probable 12-hour day, somebody else will be doing most of the work. I'm still out in the heat. I'm still walking with them. I absolutely admit it's nice to be able to walk on the sidewalk and save my knees a little bit. Yeah, no worries. No pressure, man. I was just letting you know I'll be around. Somewhere close by. Close enough that a ping will get my attention. Alright, we need... I almost knocked out aluminum. We still need 1,600. I ain't quite gonna make it fit. I probably could have squeezed in another 2 or 3 chips if I'd done manual docking, but we all know I'm too lazy for that outside of VR. Does it say how much I've delivered? Oh yeah, I've delivered 1,000. Or is that tracked total in Raven? I don't know if that's tracked by commander or tracked by project. Over on the right side. I bet it's by project, because I don't think 7 trips in a Panther would equate to 14,000. There's not quite... I'm only hauling 1168. In fact, looking at the split between what I've hauled and what Pebib's hauled, that seems correct. I think it's tracked by project. And now we've gone from beach jazz to Lindsey Sterling-ish. I don't know how he does it. Like, how he mashes up so many random genres and makes it sound like good background music. Very much dig it, though. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lindsey, too. Have been for years. Partly because I'm also a string player. The stream's current bitrate of 6991 is lower than the recommended bitrate of 6800. Somebody's math ain't mathin'. Although admittedly OBS is saying it's way worse than that. And dropping frames. Stop that. Yeah, no, she's got some crazy fans, for sure. But I mean, there's a lot of great artists that have struggled with that. I mean, look at Christina Grimmie. That girl had an absolutely gorgeous voice. It's really sad what happened there. Not altogether unexpected. I mean, it's not the first time that kind of thing happened, but... I was actually watching videos last night. I found a gospel drummer. What was he playing? Hypnosis. And he absolutely shredded it. Dude, I almost like that better than the original. And that's saying something, because 2's a hell of a drummer. But I do enjoy going and watching covers and seeing, you know, for me it's not just about the music, you know, be it vocal or instrumental. I like to see what the artist does to put their own twist on it too. See, this is strange. This is like some probably closer to hip hop. All right. I think obviously if you like what you see, hit like and subscribe, and all that fun YouTube stuff. We will probably be back next Sunday, would be my guess. But don't forget, Delta is probably streaming tomorrow. I'm not going to commit him because I don't know for sure, but that's his normal schedule, so I'm sure he'll at least be poking around. Oh, dude, I know. Everything has gotten ridiculously expensive. What was it I ordered the other day? I ordered something, and I was like, that is $22. You're out of your mind. But that's it for now. You know, if you guys want to hang out, I'll drop the Discord link and the Squadrant link in there. If anybody's looking for a home, we're always taking folks. Very beginner-friendly group. We got a lot of good knowledge hanging out in Discord. Always willing to jump in and help out. But thanks for everybody hanging out, and we'll catch you next time, guys. See you out in the black.